All right, let's talk drop shipping. Today, we're going to dive into some of the most common and, frankly, most expensive mistakes that new sellers make. Most people who fail aren't failing because they picked the wrong tool. Nope, they fail because of bad habits and totally wrong expectations. So, let's get into it.
So let's just get the big one out of the way first. Is dropshipping a get-rich-quick scheme? I mean, you've seen the ads, right? The gurus and Lamborghinis promising you can make a fortune overnight with zero effort. But is that, real?
Well, the reality check is no. Not even close. Successful dropshipping isn't about finding some secret, magic shortcut. It's a real business. And like any real business, it means you have to build real systems. It takes work, it takes consistency, and you've got to be willing to learn and get better over time. So, in this explainer, we are going to break down the 3 biggest hurdles that beginners face. First, mastering your own mindset. Second, getting your pricing right so you actually turn a profit. And third, and this one is crucial, playing by the rules of the marketplaces you're selling on.
Okay, so let's jump into part 1. Before you even search for a simple product to sell, you have to get your head in the game. Seriously, your mindset is the foundation that everything else is built on.
And this slide really lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you have the wrong mindset, which is basically treating dropshipping like a lottery ticket. You're just hoping for that one big win. But the right mindset, the one that actually works, is treating it like a business owner. You build processes, you learn from what's working and what isn't, and you just focus on improving step by step.
Which leads us right into the next huge problem, impatience. Expecting sales to just start rolling in on day one is such a massive mistake. It just leads to frustration, and then you start making bad decisions like changing your strategy every 2 days before you've even had a chance to see if it works.
So, what's the better way to do it? It's all about having a long-term view and using data. Your job is to focus on listing new products consistently. Then, and this is the hard part, you have to let those listings run long enough to actually gather some data, views, clicks, whatever. And please, stop checking your sales every 5 minutes. Measure your progress once a week, not every single day. It'll keep you from making panicked, emotional decisions.
All right, once you've got your head in the right space, we can move on to part 2, pricing. This is where your strategy hits the bank account, and boy, is it an easy place for beginners to get lost.
This quote right here just nails it. A super common mistake is to set these ridiculously high markups, thinking you're guaranteeing a massive profit. But in a competitive market, shoppers are smart. They compare prices. If your product is priced to the moon, you might get some eyeballs on it, but you are not going to get any sales.
Now here's a bit of a technical one, but it is so important, especially if you're using automation software. This is a hidden trap that can quietly bleed your profits dry, and you might not even realize it's happening.
Let me walk you through how this trap works. So step 1, you decide to manually change the selling price for one of your items. Seems simple enough, but here's what happens behind the scenes. Step 2, the software doesn't just change the price. It creates a whole new, often way too high markup rule just for that single product. And the real danger, in step 3, is that from now on, anytime the supplier's price changes, your software will automatically use that new inflated rule, pushing your price further and further out of a competitive range.
And that brings us to our final and maybe most important section, building a business that can actually last by playing by the rules. I know navigating platform policies can feel complicated, but trust me, ignoring them is the fastest way to get your store shut down.
First up, let's talk about eBay selling limits. These are basically controls that eBay puts on new accounts to make sure you can actually handle the business you're bringing in. The classic mistake is trying to list 1,000 items on day 1, hitting your limit, and then getting all frustrated. You have to remember, the system is designed to reward reliability, not just raw speed. So yeah, the key is you don't fight the limits, you earn your way past them. And as you can see here, you do that by just being a good seller. eBay wants to see successful orders, packages that are shipped on time, and happy customers. Focus on fulfilling your orders perfectly first, and your limits will start to go up all on their own.
All right, 2 more really quick but critical warnings. First, make sure your business policies, like your shipping times, actually match what you can do. And second, stay away from Vero items. Vero means verified rights owner, and it basically means you can't just go selling brand name products you're not allowed to. That is a one-way ticket to getting your listings removed and your account in trouble.
And then there's this one. An error that is so easy to make and can cause such a headache, using forbidden words. Marketplaces like eBay are really strict about certain words appearing in a listing title, even if the product itself is perfectly fine.
This can get your listings taken down, and you might not even get a clear reason why.
This is exactly where building good systems comes back to save the day. See, tools like Hustle Got Real have a built-in safety net for this. You can create your own block list of words you know are risky, like alcohol, knife, or certain brand names, and the system will stop any listing with those words from ever even going live.
And this is what that protection actually looks like. You get a clear warning that stops the mistake before it has a chance to hurt your account health. This is a perfect example of what I mean by building a process that protects your business, sometimes even from yourself.
So, as we wrap things up here, let's just pull it all together. The one thing that connects all of these mistakes, from your mindset to your pricing to the platform rules, it's the difference between trying to find a shortcut and actually committing to building a real business.
This quote really just says it all, doesn't it? This is the entire philosophy for succeeding at this long term. It's not about being perfect from day one. It's about having a system to build on, having the right mindset to learn, and having the patience to just get a little bit better every single day.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. As you go forward, just keep asking yourself this one question. Every decision you make is the answer. Are you building a shortcut, or are you building a sustainable business? The choice is yours.